Good morning, fifth grade. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the assignment in your last packet, and we're also going to meet some more of my musician friends who are going to talk more about some different instruments. Here's what your worksheets look like. This is a rhythm one, and then the last project we're going to work on is musical flashcards. Sorry, I had the wrong sheet. So for the bass clef. Okay, fifth grade, out of the two of these assignments, let's go ahead and start with the rhythm one first, since this one's going to take us a little bit longer to do. Okay, so here is all of the music notes, all of the rhythms that we've learned this year. And then down here I have 5 different boxes. We've got different heartbeats for our music notes, but we only learned about 5 of them while you guys were in elementary school. Music notes either get 1 heartbeat, 2 heartbeats, 3, 4, or half a heartbeat. So what you're going to do is you'll look up here at these numbers. That tells you what the heartbeat is, and then you'll draw it in the right box. So ta gets 1 heartbeat, so he goes there, just like all of these that have 1 would go in that box. Now ta-ah has a 2 by him, so we're going to draw him in there. And you don't have to put all of the letters and numbers, you just have to draw the music notes. Okay, let's just do the top 2 lines, and I'll help you out that way, and then I'll let you try it on your own. So ta, we said, goes here. There is a pole in my way, so it's hard for me to draw. Okay, TT twins with the little flag. Okay, and then TT, we have a lot of notes that are 1, so just write small. Okay, and then ta-ah is our next one. He's a 2-beat note, so he goes there. And rest is 1. Triplet, don't forget the little 3, goes up at the top. Whee. Okay, toll is 3 heartbeats. So we draw him there. Half rest, the ta-ah, draw the hat there. And then whole rest, so he's got 4. Now we finally get to go down to this box. And if it helps you, you can go through and you can cross off the ones that you've finished. So that way you know how many that you've actually used. And then that's how you fill in the rest of them. The only ones that get half a heartbeat are these 2. So all you have to do is draw that guy there and there. So that box is done. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me. Otherwise, we're gonna move on to our next one, the music flashcards. So these are exactly the same as last time, except for they're in the bass clef. So here's the instructions. This tells us that, we don't have this note, so I couldn't erase that, but this tells us what the names of each of these music notes are above. And if that's a little tricky to see, you're more than welcome to just like draw a line connecting them, so that way you know for sure which line and space it's on. So, for example, if we look up here, this one is C. So when we cut that out, we're going to put C on the back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. Okay, I have the flashcards cut out. We're going to set our instructions to the side, and we're going to go ahead and go through and write the names on these. So remember, count the spaces and lines. So here we'll look on the 4th space. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's G. Lightly write it on the back, so that way you can't see it if you're holding it up to the light. Then this one is, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. You can either use this to help you, or you can find the one that matches and go off of this video, but I'm going to just go through real quick. Okay, let's see. This one is F. can also use our little sentence, good burritos don't fall apart. That one is A. Okay, this one is on our first space of all cows eat grass, so that's another A. Again, using our sentence, all cows, or C, we can look on their chart. Okay, all cows eat, that's an E. Okay, good burritos don't, that's a D. Good burritos. Second line, that's B. Okay, bottom line is good is G. And the one above the staff, it's not part of any of our sentences, but it's B. That little chart will help you with the ones that don't fit on the lines or spaces. Okay, let's flip through them real fast. I'll even scramble them. One's A, but where did it go? Okay. You either say it or think it out loud, and I'll show you if you are right. This one is what? That was C. What's this one? Okay, that was F. This is A. This is C. Here we have E. It's D. A. This is B. G. B. And G. And I saw this was hiding up there. So when you have these, just like go through on your own and see if you can get them correct, and then put the ones in a pile that are right, and then if you miss one, put it in a different pile, and just go through and practice them. You should have the treble clef ones from last week as well. So again, if you have questions, let me know. So now we're going to watch some videos from some of my friends, my musician friends, who said that they would talk a little bit about some of their instruments. My friend Mrs. Clink teaches over in North Carolina, so pretty far away, and we go to grad school together. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the clarinet, which is an instrument that you're going to start, you might start when you get to middle school, and that will lead you to things like the saxophone and like the bass clarinet. So let's watch.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Clink, and I'm here to tell you about my instrument, which is the clarinet. I've been playing the clarinet now for over 20 years. I started when I was in 4th grade and played through elementary, middle school. In high school, I actually didn't play my clarinet. I played another form of the clarinet called the bass clarinet, which is much bigger than this one and sounds much, much lower. But unfortunately, I do not own that instrument. And then I picked it up again when I went to college, and I've been playing since then. I play in a community orchestra, but I want to show you a little bit about my clarinet. My clarinet is part of the woodwind family. My instrument is made of wood, even though it's painted black, except for the keys, which are metal. But the special thing about the clarinet is this right here. This is called a reed. Now, the reed is just a very thin piece of wood that goes onto the back of my mouthpiece. So my mouthpiece has this opening here, and the reed lays up against it, and what happens is when I put it in my mouth and I blow, the reed vibrates against the mouthpiece, which then causes all of the air in the instrument to vibrate, which is how it makes sound. The reed is held on by this piece, which is called a ligature. So if I put my reed back on and my ligature, Gotta get it just right. And I put the mouthpiece in my mouth and I blow air into it. The reed will vibrate and it will make a sound. Now the clarinet changes pitch by covering a bunch of holes, and then I have these extra keys which get holes that are even further down here. So the clarinet can play pretty low. It can also play really high. So it has a very wide range of playing that it can be used by. So I want to show you two pieces, one you may know and one you may know. So this is the first one that you may not know. It's called Spring. So that one is called Spring. And this one you may recognize. I picked this one out since I'm recording this near the beginning of May, and one of my favorite holidays is May the 4th be with you. So see if you recognize where this is from. Yeah, that's the Cantina Band from Star Wars. Well, anyway, that's my clarinet. I hope you enjoy.
Next, we're going to hear from my friend, Sarah Volk. She teaches over at Wamsley Elementary in Rifle, Colorado. She's going to talk to us about the flute.
Hey everybody, my name is Mrs. Volk, and I teach elementary music in Rifle, Colorado. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the instrument called the flute. It is very similar to the instrument that some of you or most of you have already played, called the recorder. Many of the parts have the same names, and the sound is very similar. So a couple of things. This is called the head joint, and this is where we play. We put our lips right here and we blow. So the air gets split. Some of it goes down into the body and some of it comes out here. And when you lengthen or shorten the tube, it makes a different sound. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? So this is the head joint. There is also a head joint in the recorder. Second is the body, okay? Now this is where most of the fingers and most of the notes are played. As you can see, there are buttons. Now this is a professional flute, and it has holes to help with the tuning a little bit. So most flutes will not look like this. They will not have holes on the keys. The head joint goes into the body, like this. The last thing is the foot joint. Now the foot joint sometimes has 3 keys on the bottom, but most of the time what you're gonna see is only 2, okay? This one just gives it a little bit more sound. Like I said, this is a flute that they usually play with in a symphony. So, usually it's only 2. And the foot joint, like you probably already know, goes on to the bottom of the body. And so you have a flute that looks like this. The foot joint joins to the body, joins to the head, okay? Now, I'm gonna make sure this is lined up because you wanna make sure it's really lined up and ready to play. Now, to play the flute, you push down different keys, okay? Excellent. So when you push down or let up on a key, it's gonna change the note. So I'm gonna play something that you probably know from the time that you have played recorders. You ready? And then the thing about the flute is if you blow a little bit harder, the sound goes up. Check it out. So that is the flute. It is a super fun instrument and one that I have been playing since I was in 5th grade. And I have been playing it for the better part of 20 years now. My mom also played the flute, and this is actually her flute that she gave to me. So, if you ever have any questions, hopefully this video helps. Thanks everybody. Have an awesome, awesome day.
This is my friend Sandra, and Sandra is going to play the violin for us and show us a little bit about how it works. Sandra and I went to college together, and she's from El Salvador, which is in South America, and she after she went to college with me, she went to Texas to finish her master's degree, and now she teaches down in El Salvador.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Rivera. I am from El Salvador, and I am so happy to introduce you to a really fun instrument. This is a violin. I have been really fortunate to have been playing violin for 20 years. I was really little when I started playing. And there are many cool things that you can do with the violin. You can do special effects, like plucking the strings. You can do fast notes. You can also do like scary movie effects. You can play 2 notes at a time. You can do chords. Yeah, and there are many things that you can play the violin with. The violin is really, really old. It was built in the 16th century, so you have a lot of music. You can play as a soloist, you can play in a quartet, you can play in a symphony orchestra, you can play in a mariachi, you can play in anywhere, in a jazz combo, even in a choir. Sometimes they need a violinist to make things sound really pretty. So today I want to share with you a piece from my country that is called Dichoso Fui. I hope you enjoy it. You all are doing well, and happy learning. Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with me today and learning about some new instruments. There's going to be a few more instrument videos to come. Let's read our launch for today. The launch today says, "A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees." And that's by Amelia Earhart, a very famous pilot that lived a while ago. All right, well, I will see you back here, and we're gonna learn more about different instruments. So guys, I hope you have a good week. Miss you lots. Take care. Bye.